So I'm so excited to share with you and to let Hanli talk to our team tonight. When I spoke to her yesterday, she was still a President 2-star, and she said by today she's going to be a President 3-star. So guys, that's how fast things can change in this business for you. So Hanli, I am so excited to have you here. We really like to hear from you and just get some tips. What can you tell our team tonight? What would you like to share with us? Just give us a piece of your heart, because we know that this business is all what's going on in your heart and how you share with what's in your heart to the rest of the world out there. So I'm going to put you on the call. You're welcome to talk to us. Just give us some insights. We are so happy to have you here.
Thank you, Renette, and thank you for the rest of the team. It's a privilege to be here. I don't know everybody. I said sometimes I feel like a rugby player. Everybody knows me and I don't know everybody. so yeah, guys, I don't know who of you that is on the call are actually already in crowd one. I can tell you guys, tomorrow, a week ago, I've started crowd one. I came into this business as broke as can be. I literally didn't have the money to buy the white package when I started. A friend of mine in Rustenburg called me and said to me, I've got this amazing opportunity for you. And I said to her, I do not want to hear. I do not want to talk about business. I was so depressed. I just said, no, I don't want to hear. And when she said to me, it's network marketing, I said, no, I even want to hear less. And she said, please, man, just listen to this webinar. It was one of the international people that had a webinar. And I said, no. And she phoned me again, and I've listened by force. I've listened to the webinar. And I was very tired that night, and I had a lot of things on my mind. And she phoned me after the webinar. She said to me, what do you think? I said, well, quite frankly, I don't think this is for me. And I said, but maybe let's talk tomorrow. I'm really not in the mood for anything new now. I really don't have the energy for this. And the next morning she phoned me. That was about her fourth call. And I was actually that day, I was in Polokwane, and I was on my way back to Johannesburg. And now I know this lady is not, she's not like me. Look, I'm a go-getter, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm somebody who likes challenges, but she's a accountant, so she's not really a marketer. And she said to me, guess how many people I've got under me? I said, oh, please, man, you've only signed up yesterday. How can you have a lot of people under you? Maybe 2, 3. She said 504. I almost rolled the car, and I said, wait. Give me 3 minutes. I just want to pull off the road. I'll phone you back. So I phoned her back, and she said to me, 504. And I said, wait, there's something wrong here. And she said, I told you, please, can we sign you up? And I said, I don't have the money. She said, okay, I'll sponsor you. I said, okay, well, let's give it a go. And that was a Thursday, and I basically took that whole weekend, and I've done my due diligence on the company, because I have spent a lot of money and lost a lot of money on these online programs and stuff. And I basically said to her, let me just see what this is all about. And she put me in contact with a few people overseas, and done my homework. And I've realized within the first week, I might have something here that maybe this can work for me. And I've started working, literally didn't have a car, didn't have a house. I was out on the street. I was literally out. I had to borrow a car from somebody. And I've worked myself up, and with pride, I can say I have earned 14 million Rand in the last 12 months. And that's physically 14 million that I've taken out of the system. And my underwrites is, well, which is now rewards, is worth about 68 million. And it was hard work. I can tell you the first 4 or 5 months, it was very little sleep, but it was worth every minute and every time. And I was the first person in South Africa who qualified for the boat trip last year, October. Um, and I'm number 3 in the world currently on the rankings, international rankings, which they change every week. I've been since last year, October, in the top 20, which just varies every week. And today this morning at 8 o'clock, I got to manage President 3. And I can tell you guys, from what I can see, what's going on in the world with 200 million people officially lost their jobs internationally. Crowd 1 is going from strength to strength every day. We're breaking world records. I know what's going on in the company. I know what they are busy with behind the scenes. I told somebody the other day, don't be despondent about the little money that you got for your monthly residual. It's definitely going to change within the next 2 to 3 to 4 months. Even the owner rights, the rewards, where that is going towards the end of the year, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's an amazing journey. Our management that we've got, remember when I started, there was no CEO in the company. I literally had to tell people, guys, I can't tell you anything. I can't guarantee you anything. If this company, please put in money which you can afford to lose, because I can't say anything about the company. I've got a good feeling. And it was a big risk, but it was definitely worth it. Today, I wouldn't say the company is there's any risk. It's proven itself with the CEO like Johan on board. It's absolutely it's the best company I've ever been in. I've been in over 20 network marketing companies. The nice part for me about Crowd 1 is obviously the passive income that you get. There's no monthly like an auto ship thing that you must do, and that is why a lot of the other companies are falling out of the bus. Then furthermore, the reason why people also like this is, especially if they buy the bigger packages and they don't build, they still earn. I've had about 3 calls this morning from people said, listen, my upline said I must call you. I said, okay. And he said, no, she said to me, well, if I don't build, I will still earn. So I said, okay, and have you built? No, I haven't. I said, and what is your, how much have you put in now? He's put in so much. And I said, and how much? He said, no, it's worth so much. And I said, you're claiming your owner rights every week or your rewards currently? He said, yes. I said, okay. And you're going to earn from June, you're going to earn your first dividends. So you do earn and you have got nobody under you. He said, yeah, that's right. I said, exactly. So she was right when she told you that. Oh, okay, now I understand that. So I must be honest with you. I've never seen something like this. I think the company's got a brilliant slogan, impossible is nothing, and I can vouch for that. Impossible is really nothing. I mean, if I look where I was a year ago, I was literally between a rock and a hot plate, and to me it was either a choice of taking my own life because I had nowhere to go. I was involved with a policeman, and after 18 and a half years we broke up, and he literally left me on the street. And look where I am today. I mean, I'm sorted. I can look after my family. I can look after my mother. I've got my mother in the system. She's already Director 1. And she hasn't done anything because I put her as one of my directs. So I've built under her. And I've changed her life. And I can tell you, last year, Christmas, the messages that I got from downliners of mine, people who literally borrowed the taxi money to come to a presentation of mine, black people. the lady phoned me the other day and she said to me, she tried to call me about 7 or 8 times, and I keep on saying, Elizabeth, I can't talk to you. I'm too busy. She said to me, Leader, I need to talk to you. And I thought, Elizabeth, do you need a gift card? Please just send me a text message. I'm very busy. She said, no, Leader, I need to talk to you. So eventually I took her call and she started crying. And she said to me, my leader, I cannot tell you how much you have changed my life. And I said, well, what do you mean? She said, last year, August, you came to Nelspruit, and I just had this good feeling I must go to this meeting. I know nothing about it. I just said to the Lord, must I go? And he said yes. And I had to borrow the money to get the taxi fare. And I got there and I sat in that meeting and I said to myself, I must get into this. I don't know where I'm going to get the money, but I trust this woman. And I said, Elizabeth, you can't put me onto this. You can't trust me. You must trust the system. It's got nothing to do with me. And she said, no. And she said she went home and she told her husband, we must find 1,800 rand, because that was now last year with the old conversion rate. And he said, Elizabeth, what is this? He said, no, I can't tell you, but all I know is we must get in with this. And the Monday they went to the bank and draw some money from his pension fund, and they put in the first package. And she came home and she walked down the street and she got her 4 people and she got a fear of loss, and she used that money to sign up her husband, and they got his 4 people in, and so they upgraded. And she said to me, Leader, now that they gave us this rewards, we've started with that small money and we used our commissions to upgrade. I said, Elizabeth, I've done the same. She said to me, my leader, between me and my husband, our rewards are now worth 4.3 million. And I just want to tell you, my husband has worked 35 years for an insurance company and he retired only with 1 million. So you have really came here to change our lives. And I said, wow, Elizabeth, this is an amazing story. I really like this story. And she said to me, yes. And she was such an inspiration for her community. And she got so many people on to Crowd One. And just the spirit from these people and how they appreciate you. And people who sent me photos and videos of how they built houses and say, Leader, thanks to you. And I said, you know, it actually makes you feel humble, because it's not really me. I mean, I'm not Crowd One. I'm a representative of Crowd One, but I am not Crowd One. But it's nice to hear these things. It's nice to see how people's lives have been changed, especially in a time like we are now with COVID. It's really came with a bang, and it's changed so many people's lives. I mean, we had a webinar the other night with Davy Ruet, and he said already officially 2.5 million people in South Africa has lost their jobs. I mean, it's just so crazy. I don't even want to think how this is going to affect our country. We're already in bad state, you know, with financially, with junk status, etc. And I really would like to encourage you guys to take this opportunity and grab it and run with it, like that movie with Run Forest Run, and you will not regret it. And you don't have to work like I've worked, but you can just put in a little bit of effort. And believing me today, when I say to you, there is nothing like Crowd One. And also, we had a webinar the other night, and remember, as a president, we speak to the directors and the top management virtually on a daily basis, sometimes every second day. I mean, I show people on my phone. I'm on WhatsApp basis with the top management. And it's just amazing to be in a position like this, to know exactly what is the company's heartbeat, where are they going. And guys, we are in baby shoes. We are 15, 16 months old, and look what we've achieved. It took Facebook a year to get to 1 million people. Mark Zuckerberg is the second richest man in the world. and he does the same as us. He's got a community who put Facebook on the map, and guess what? Not one person that is in Facebook earns 1 cent. Our management said no. 80% of the money that they're making comes back to us. And yes, there's a lot of bad, negative stuff on the internet. I've never been a person that actually read these things, because if you read about companies that's been going for 35 years, they're also saying they are scams. If you go and review the articles, I mean, there's a company called Behind MLM. All they do is they trying to take these companies apart. If you read up on what they say about crowd one, it's absolutely nonsense. You must understand, jealousy is a bad thing. There's not for nothing that there's a saying, jealousy makes you nasty. People are jealous. I mean, I'm not going to mention names of big MLM companies that the one specific now that I can think now of, there's about 450 of their members that's already in my downline. And by the way, I'm the third person in South Africa that was signed up. So I've got the whole South Africa under me. And I'm fortunately enough to be, because I'm the third person, there's a guy from the Ivory Coast, O'Neill, that I'm the 4th level under him. So I've got all Rens, George, all of those guys spillovers in my leg. And yeah, so this is really, I cannot tell you guys, I eat, sleep, dream, do everything, crowd one. And to me, this company has just been so amazing. And I always say, you will never hear anything out of my mouth negative about crowd one. Yes, last year there was a few dates that I've changed. Then I said to people, guys, any new company has got teething problems. And believing me, if you can fast bait for the next 12 months, you will never, never regret this. This is absolutely an amazing journey. And Renette, I'm here for you. If you need anything, please, my dear, I'll help you as far as I can. I know I'm extremely busy. Sometimes people struggle days to get hold of me. Just keep on texting me. I will eventually answer you. And it is obviously, you know, if in this position, everybody wants a piece of you. But yeah, I can tell you, if there's anything that you need from me, if you want me on another webinar, it's absolutely something that I encourage everyone to do. My biggest dream that I want to see is each and every household in South Africa to be one crowd, one member. Then, like my mother always said, God can come and fetch me. So that is my biggest dream. That's really my dream. And I encourage people really to, especially in a time that we are in now. The other day we met people that got retrenched, and actually the guy who signed up these people, I think there are about 300 of them. He told them, guys, you got this little bit of money. Just use some of that money, buy a crowd one package, and start working it. Because if you take all that money and you're going to take it and don't do anything with it, you're going to end up spending that money, maybe buying food or buying this or buying that. He said, and what are you going to do? Because the problem is, if you lose your job now with this COVID thing, don't think you're going to apply for other jobs. It's a tragic situation. And it's not just in South Africa, it's an international thing. I mean, my one upline in Spain, he's the number 3 in the world. He's a senior president 3. I speak to him 2-3 times, sometimes a day. He's in Spain. He said to me, Hanli, 150,000 businesses has already closed in Spain. It's scary figures. It is absolutely scary figures. And they say that the figures that they projected for the online businesses like the gambling and the gaming that we are involved, the projections for the amount of people that's doing these businesses that they projected for 2023 is already now. So I don't think people understand the power of Crowd One. It's very important that people must understand the power of Crowd One, because you're not just going to earn from the people that is in Crowd One. Once the products are getting released, like the lotto, when the lotto comes now, it's not just the people in your downline or the people in Crowd One. It's every single person in the world that plays that lotto. 50% of the profit comes to Crowd One. I mean, these figures are insane. And I don't think people comprehend this. So it's like my partner saying, you must get that revelation to know, wow, this is what it is. And a lot of people has got a misperception of what Crowd One is, honestly. And yeah, so I don't know if there's anybody who would like to ask me a question. Renette, I don't know if you want to open them for questions or you first want to do your presentation, but you're more than welcome to let me know if there's anybody that wants to ask me something.
Great, Hanli. Wow, I think from my side, since we joined the business, in the beginning we thought we didn't understand how the guys were trying to give it to us. So, and then we started to help ourselves to get to understand it. But I think it's not that they didn't know how to explain it to us. It was just difficult for us to grasp. And it's like everybody else, it takes them a while to just get behind all the new terms and how things are working. So initially when we started figuring it out for us, Chantal in our team is just running with this as well. You probably see we've got 4 people in our team that's currently on the top 100 list of the producers, and the people are just running with this. So from my side, it's really so nice to just have the peace of mind that everybody, we are doing the right thing. We are helping the country, we are bringing in the money, we can reinvest in our country, we can help to build up this country. And a lot of people have lost their jobs, but they tried to save their businesses. They joined last week and they want to save their businesses for the expenses that has occurred in the last 2 months. But unfortunately, it's not something that can happen overnight. So there were 2 questions from my side, and then I'll see if we can get to the questions on the chat. But there's a lot of people, I think, that doesn't understand how the Crowd One rewards are going to be distributed, because they think it's worth €2. But as I understand, it's on the €2 worth on the exchange, but not necessarily on the payouts. So we don't want to have people get discouraged when the payouts are going to happen next month. So if you can talk maybe about that. And the other thing was just, people also want to know, now that the upgrades are up, everybody wants to upgrade. There's a big hype about that. What would you advise a member? Should they rather upgrade, or should they use that money, if they have the money, and invest in building their teams, giving maybe white packs away? Or is it just something that has to go hand in hand? As you grow your business, you also go with the upgrades. What would you advise the members?
Okay, to be honest with you, with the Epic Special, it's my 5th Epic that I'm involved. And there's nothing like this Epic. I've been in a lot of specials. They initially, when I started, they had specials where you get the package that you buy, they double your owner rights. In other words, on the year 99, when you currently get 50, then they would have given you 100. Now they give you the next package, and there's nothing like the Epic Special. I mean, it is absolutely brilliant. And listen, I can tell you, with what I know where the rewards are going, upgrade is obviously the #1 thing. If you can afford to upgrade, and the sooner you upgrade, because remember the rewards are now €2. When I started the rewards, when I started a year ago, it was 60 cents. I've already got, some of my people above me got involved when it was like 20 cents, but I got involved when it was 60 cents. So you can imagine my rewards that I got. And I mean, I got Pioneer underwrites. So upgrade is definitely a big yes. Yeah, I must be honest, I've blessed 350 people in my downline, not just all white packages. I've blessed them with black and gold and titaniums. And yeah, I mean, I've seen people that come to me and say, Hanli, I would love to do this business. I just can't afford it. And I said to him, okay, what, give me 5 minutes. What are you going to do with this? And then they start telling me their background and how they want to build this. And I can tell you, I got a few gems there. And I, to be honest with you guys, I became a president 3 in a year. And I've only got 7 people on my front line. And that's what I say to people, because I meet people that joined 2-3 weeks after me and knows me very well because of this business. And I've got like 50, 60, 100 people in the front line. I said, my friend, you can't work with so many people. Keep it small. Stick to 20 people max. And then you start building your downline. That's very important. That was my secret. I was helping my downline. I took my leaders. I go out with them, do presentations. Nowadays we do Zoom calls. But help them. Take their hand, help them. Be there for them. I can tell you, I've worked the first 3, 4, 5 months, 17, 18 hours a day because of helping my people. Be there for them. I will never say, listen, no, I was there where you are. Just carry on and do your own thing. I'll never do that. Because to me, it is every person that I can help develop in this company. I know, because it doesn't, you guys are in my strong leg. I know who you are. So, and I've got 4.5 million points there. It doesn't matter. I'm giving you my time tonight because it's important for me to develop and to help the company. It's not about what I can gain out of it. I've never been like that. I've always been a community person, and I personally think God gave me this thing because you can give somebody a fishing rod instead of giving them a fish every month. And that is what's so amazing. So yeah, I don't know, Renette, if you've got maybe people on this call here tonight that that is new, that's not in the business. I'm prepared to give you 3 white packages that you can maybe put people's names in a hat and draw them, and you can bless them with a white package. I'm prepared to give you 3 white packages.
Wow, that would be great. I think we ask on the group that that's only members who attend tonight. So I think maybe we should have that competition open and then allow people to give us maybe, I don't know if you would like to do it like that, where you ask them to give a reason why they would want a certain person to join. And then through that, we can decide who we want to give it to.
Do you have a list of all the people that's on the call?
We've got 100 people on the call at the moment, so.
Do they have your number? Maybe they can WhatsApp their names all to you. And then what we can do is, what I normally do with my people is we do a raffle, and you just put all their names in a hat or in a box, and you draw 3 names. And then if they're already a member, it's fine, they can bless somebody.
Okay, that will be great. I think I can also take screenshots maybe. There's only 4 pages. And then I can...
maybe you can do that in your... But I don't know how you're going to get their names. Their numbers.
Or they can just maybe on their groups, to their upline, just send us WhatsApps with a voice note. And then we can, through that, we can work and we can let the leaders help us decide who we want to give it to.
Okay, so like I said, I normally just put their names on, papers, and just put it in a thing and just draw 3 names. And then, we just, that's what I do with a lot of my people. And I've done that 2 nights ago as well. And it's amazing. It's an inspiration, especially now white package actually take you to black. So, yeah.
Okay, that's great. I think we'll definitely find a way to do that. Thank you very much. And then maybe while we're on the call, we can ask people on the chat group to post their names, and we can take it from there afterwards. So I think if you do want that white pack, let me put down your names on the chat. We can take the names from there before we end the call, and then we will pick out the names and give the white packs to those people. Thank you, Hanli. It's very generous of you We really
That's a
appreciate
pleasure.
that. That's how we're going to build the team. I don't know if there were any other questions. I just don't think it's going to be difficult. If you can, I don't know, if you put up your hand, maybe we can get a few questions. But I don't know, then I can unmute you. Just difficult for me on this. Now everybody's writing on
Louis Miller putting up his hand.
Who?
Hello, Louis. Louis Miller.
Is he on the first page?
Looks like it. Yeah, first one of 4.
Well, Louis Miller. Okay. Okay,
Hello,
Louis. Can you okay.
Wat sê jy? Dat het hom net gehad.
Nou het ek 'n verkeerde ene gedoen. Where's Louis now?
Oh,
There you are. Jumping around. Okay. Louis, you are now. Okay, you can talk.
Hi, thank you very much for the opportunity. I must say I'm a brand spanking new member. We joined last week under Karen, and it's been a little bit of a railroad, you know, and it's a little bit difficult to get going. Trying to find my feet exactly when it comes to inviting new people. So as a brand new person, getting a tip from a seasoned veteran, what would you say is your like go-to thing to invite somebody that you might not know?
Okay, Louis, to be honest with you, I always say to my people, do never ask somebody, would you like to earn extra money? Because, and the reason why I'm saying that is there's a stigma to it. The minute you ask somebody that, he immediately says, oh, it's one of these pyramid schemes, network schemes, what. And it's like Jonas, our founder, he's always saying, he was also in about, I think, 18 or 19 network marketing companies. And he said the day he started with Crowd One, he went and ordered a truck to come and clean his double garage with all the products. It was full of products and stuff. So there's a big stigma to that. So that I never ask somebody that. What I normally do is I would just randomly ask a person, do you know these kids that, you know, they play games on their phones and they do online, you know, stuff online? And then I would say, yeah. And then some of them would say, but I don't do it, but I know my kids does it and stuff like that. And then I would say to them, okay, now, if you can earn money from somebody that does that, would you then be interested in that? And then they would say, yeah, how would that work? And then so you sort of ask him these small questions, like pep talk almost. But you never ask a person, listen, how would you like to earn extra money? That would must never be your first question, because then immediately you've got the guy on a frenzy almost. And that is definitely sometimes, well, 9 out of 10 people that I start with that, I've signed them up. And yeah, it's definitely something that I would approach. And then furthermore, you must look at people that are hungry for success, hungry for a change. It's sometimes, especially your younger guys. I've got 2 19-year-old black guys. Both of them are Director 2 and Director 3. The one started last year, I think September. The other one started now in January. They are absolutely amazing, but they are so energetic and hungry to make a success of their lives. And that's another thing. That's always why I say to people, how big is your why? And yeah, the main thing is to motivate people. And another thing, Louis, I must be honest with you, I personally, because I'm a seasoned networker, I've got a huge network all over the world. But I've also failed in a lot of products. And why did I fail? As I said earlier on, and I'm not running any product down, I'm not running any network down, but most of these other networks, the biggest problem you've got is your authorship. especially now, people losing their jobs. The first thing they do is they stop this thing. Another thing is now you must convince a guy to pay 700 Rand for washing powder where they can buy it at Pick n Pay at 60 Rand. I don't care how much better that washing powder is, even if it can mow your lawn. The people, when they're suffering, they're not going to buy those type of products. Secondly, there's logistics involved. So there's a lot of these type of things, and this is what I like about Crowd One. It's a digital product. It's something that that everybody's going that way. The whole world is going digital. It's fourth industrial revolution. Bobby Rood said it that week before lockdown. He said he made an announcement on the TV, and he said the companies that are involved in fourth industrial revolution will survive this COVID epidemic. Other people will struggle. And it's the truth. It's absolutely the truth. And everybody's going that route. I mean, the other day I saw a thing where they say, you know, they took all the businesses, like meetings has now been taken, physical meetings and personal meetings has been taken over now by Zoom. Post office has been taken over by, I don't know what it, I can't remember all these things. But and another thing that I always say to people, you must be willing to change. And the reason why we say that, if you look at Nokia, when I started, when phones came out in South Africa, Nokia was the main thing. Everybody had a Nokia. That was the big thing. Then Motorola came in, and then BlackBerry came in. And BlackBerry was saying, we've got BBM. Then Samsung and Apple came in, and they started with smartphones and WhatsApp and all these things. But BlackBerry said, no. And Nokia said, no, we're not going to change because we've got the market share. Within months, they wiped out their eyes and they were nowhere. You don't even see a Nokia lately. You don't see a BlackBerry lately. So this is about mindset. People must be able to do that. And it's such a small thing that you have to do in Crowd One. And really, if you really work hard, you can earn big money. But you don't even have to work that hard to earn just decent money. And another thing that I just want to say is that don't just look on your phone. Who are all your people? Forget about your family and friends. They are the last people that you approach. Believing me, they are the last people. Currently, my family are coming to me and say, wow, what happened to you? Look at your car. Look where you live. No, what happened to you, Hanli? What has changed? No, I don't know. I've just got this thing that I want to do. And now they're coming to me. So go and approach people. Go and talk to petrol boys. My first month, I've signed up 17 petrol boys. And they're some of my biggest builders at the moment. They all left their jobs and they're now big in Crowd One. So don't look at somebody, where I'm going to find my leads. The one day I drove to Soweto, I stopped my car there. I took 3 of my team leaders with me. And I stopped there, just there at a shopping mall. I got out of my car and I started randomly talk to people. My nephew was with me, jumped in the car. He said, I don't know my Tannie. I said, what's wrong with you? He said, no, I don't know you. I said, why? He said, no, you can't just talk here to people randomly. And this is what you have to have. I mean, I always say to people, you must have guts. And like one of our co-presidents, he always says, no, if somebody says to you, no, it stands for next one. So just don't be discouraged when somebody said to you no. And another thing I can tell you guys, if somebody tries to give you grief and try and be cute with you and try and tell you why this will not work, believing me, do not waste your energy, do not waste your breath on him. Just carry on. Just say to him, listen, you know what, meneer? It's not for you. Just carry on to the next one. Because if you're going to try there and convince him, he's never going to change his mind, especially if he's negative and he's. Although I like challenges, and I've got about 8 CAs, chartered accountants, and I've converted them all. They're all in Crowd One now, and they told me if it was the other day. Actually, the one phoned me, said to me, if it wasn't for Crowd One, I wouldn't have been able to support my family now with this COVID because he's lost a lot of his clients. So yeah, I don't know, Louis, if that gives you any if you any further now after my speech or not. But yeah, that's the best I could do.
Yeah, I think that was a mouthful, Hanli. Thank you. Do you have time for another question?
Yeah, no, I can do. I've got time for you.
Okay. Do we see any hands here? Is there any questions else? Anybody? Okay, I've got Janine here. Janine, I'm going to unmute you. Can you hear us? Can you talk to us? Okay, Janine, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, you can pop your question.
I actually put my hand up in before.
You still have a question?
She actually answered all my questions.
Okay, all right. So are you done then?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else who's got a question? Going to the.
I always talk too much.
You're answering all the questions in just one question.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I've got Louis Smith here.
At the end of the day, I always say to people, when people can see that you are enthusiastic about something, you can't sit in front of people and say, you know what, have you heard of crowd one? Crowd one does this and crowd one does that. You must put in some enthusiasm, and when you believe in something, and that's what a lot of people told me, it's my enthusiasm that was contagious. And that is what I'm saying. It's very important to believe in something, and you can't expect other people to join you and to be there. You know, if you are not there for them. I mean, Renette, this is a typical example. I mean, she said she gets no support from her upline, and that's bad. That's very bad for me, because that is actually also one of the reasons why network marketing has got a bad stigma, because people leave their people in the desert. And how can you expect to grow your business if you do not help your downline? That's the most important thing. And as a leader, like with me, I don't just help my immediate people. I mean, I've got people that is thousands away from me. I mean, I've got 1.8 million people in my network. So you can imagine, I get, people see my name and my number on a group, and they text me. I get every day, on a daily basis, between 800 and 1,000 text messages a day, minimum. And sometimes I can't get to everyone. And then I will sit sometimes between 1 and 2 in the morning. I will read some of the messages and answer them. But this is how it is. But at the end of the day, you will reap the benefits by supporting your downline. It's very, very, very crucial. That's one of the most crucial things in this business, is to support your downline and motivate them.
Yeah.
Renette, the other question you asked me was about the rewards. Okay, what you must understand is the rewards are currently worth €2. Okay, so in other words, if you've got 1,000 rewards, it's worth 2,000 euros. But that is the value of your rewards. That is not what you're going to earn in June. You're going to earn €1 cent from what I understood that we're going to earn, because you must remember, it's like you've got a share in Apple. They pay you a dividend. Now, this is the dividends that they're going to pay. The reason why they pay so little is because there's only a few games that has been launched. So that's why they only pay €1 cent. But it's going to grow every 3 months. In September, for argument's sake, it could be 5 or 10 cents. December, it could be 50 cents. So it's going to grow because there's a lot of new products that they're going to launch now in the next 4 months. And all these products will obviously contribute to the rewards, to the dividends, and also the monthly payments. So the sooner the company can launch the lotto, which I hope will be within days, the more money we can earn. But it is worth it to get in ASAP. And like I said earlier on, please upgrade, guys. Believing me, you will not regret it. You will not regret it.
Okay, that makes so much sense, Hanli. And I think if it wasn't for the fact that we felt like we were all alone in the business, sometimes then the leaders don't get up, they don't stand up. So it's important, even though I don't always see myself as a leader, it just happened. So even if you're in a team and you feel you don't get the support, or the leaders are too busy to answer you, like Hanli said, you get a lot of requests per day, just stand up and be the leader yourself, because everybody has got the potential to do that. So be to somebody else what you want somebody to be to you.
Yeah, no, I always say that, and yeah, please, if you guys want to have a webinar with your people and you want to invite me, please just give me a day or two's notice, preferably 2 days, and I'll make myself available. It's really, it's nice for me. We are supposed to do this. We're getting actually slapped over the knuckles from head office if we don't do it, because yes, there are international webinars, but I mean, you're not going to get a rinse on your webinar. They've got their own webinars. So yeah, I mean, I'm not as important as they are, but I mean, as a president, I think it will mean something. And because I'm a year already in the business, I mean, it's definitely going to make some difference, and even if it's just for a little bit of motivation.
Yes. Okay, so there's a few questions. The one question is, when is a Feelgo and Mixter going to be launched? Do you think it's ever going to be launched in our country as well?
Okay, a Feelgo is already launched last year, November, but not in South Africa. And I'm going to say something that I actually took up with head office the other day. And I think it might be a bit of what do they say, a bend in the road. Unfortunately, in South Africa, the law in South Africa is that, and that I heard about 3 weeks ago from a guy who works with a gambling board in South Africa. You're not allowed to pay out commissions on online gambling in South Africa. It's one of their laws. So a Feelgo will not really take off in a big way in South Africa. That's the sad part. The upside of that is you do not have to have it in South Africa to earn commissions. Because remember, as I said, even if people are not part of Crowd One, and the company, the product gets launched, like in the case of Lotto, then we earn from anywhere in the world. It doesn't have to be in South Africa. I believe the Lotto will be in South Africa. That's from what I heard from management. But I'm talking in general. What the company is actually doing currently is they're moving slowly but surely away from too many gambling companies. And the reason for that is there is so much legislation around gambling, and each country's got its own legislation. So you can imagine, I mean, we're already in 187 countries. So if they, and especially now with COVID, they can't travel to these countries to go and sit and negotiate with them. So what they do is they're moving towards other industries, and the main one that everybody putting their teeth into is Mixter. Mixter is the gaming side. Mixter is so easy because there's very little legislation around gaming and the earning commissions on that. The challenge we've got on Mixter is that we have to have between 8 and 10 million people before they can launch Mixter. Now they have got a tentative launching date, and that is for October. Management wants to bring it forward, but we can't do it if we don't have the numbers. That is why, to me, it's important to be on webinars, to encourage the community to join, for us to get to 8 million ASAP. Because the million we get, this morning we hit 5.25 million. But if we can hit 8 million, they can, for instance, instead of October, they can launch it maybe end of July, August, which will mean a lot to us, because immediately the rewards will go up. Management reckon the rewards can be between 50 and 70 euros perhaps the end of the year, especially if they can launch Mixer earlier. But if the community is not going to cooperate and come in leaps and bounds, obviously it's gonna stay for October. But if we can have it that we can be 8 million people, say in June or July, they can look at it and start thinking of launching it earlier, and then that will be a tremendous feather in our cap. So so I'm very much looking forward to that. I believe there's 7 international household names that's going to join Crowd1 in the next 4 months. And that is extremely encouraging for me, because I've got a suspicion on one of them. And if that is true, I can tell you nobody will ever ask any questions about Crowd1 ever again. Wow. So I can't wait for that to happen. But at this point in time, they zip their mouths, but they have dropped a few hints. I think I know what's going on. So that's very encouraging, especially with this thing of the legislation of the gambling thing, which I'm not too fazed about it. The gambling thing, because if I look in my downline, I think maybe 80% of them will in any case never do online gambling. So I'm not too concerned about that. But if we can get these other things in, then it will be great.
Yeah, I think so. There are a lot of people who's just against their beliefs to gamble, so we lose actually a lot of members because of that as well.
Yeah, I know. I've got people, actually the other day, I've got people that told me, no, it's against the principles. So I said, well, you know what, I can't force you. I personally don't think if you join Crowd1, you, instead of going to heaven, you're going to go to hell now. But that's your decision, meneer. If you feel that you can still put bread on your table, it's fine.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. Don't try and tweak people's belief. And apparently, I believe the Muslim community is apparently a bit of a tough one when it comes to these things. So but at the end of the day, I think we've definitely got something big here. So I hope I've answered that question properly.
I definitely think there's a lot of answers given out tonight, and a lot of more peace we have in our hearts. I think, can we do that raffle now? I think I've got a list of names in front of me. I'm just going to run my mouse over the chat box. I'm going to close my eyes, and then I'm going to stop. And I got to Liesel, who said Johan wants that, and she gave her number. So I'm going to put it down here.
Okay.
Is that fine?
I'll send you the cards to your WhatsApp number, Renette.
Okay, fine. I've got your handy 441194. Is that right? Okay, so that was from Liesel. Great, Liesel. Congratulations. Okay, and then I'm just going to close my eyes again. I'm going to go up and I'm going to stop. And I'm at Martin Stein. He's asking for Martin and Angelique. I'm just going to give Martin. I'm going to give it to Martin. Okay. I've got Martin's number there, 076. Okay. And then the last one, gone. Okay, Yapi Duplessis. Okay, that number. So we've got the 3 there, Hanli. Thank you very much for your generosity there.
I'll send it to you still.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. And then everybody, thank you so much for joining us on a Friday evening. I hope your fire isn't burned out yet, that you can still go and braai. Let's make that pizzas. Let's spend times with our families. Love them. One day we're going to be busy again and we're going to miss these days. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you again, Hanli. We really appreciate you. We'll invite you to more of our team calls, maybe to make it a bit smaller and intimate. And
it doesn't matter big or small, we can do it. And let's rock the boat. I'm really happy to help where I can.
I think we are more than 100% ready to go now. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Go and enjoy your Friday evening. Okay, bye-bye. Yes, thanks, Hanli. Bye-bye.